All right, today we're going to hang up our TV on the wall using our wall mount kit. First thing we're going to do is unpack the kit and see what's in it. So here we are unpacking our kit, and we have the brackets, two brackets, a bag of hardware, and the main bracket with the level in the middle, which is pretty nice. Second thing I'm going to do is make sure these brackets fit on the back of the TV. All right, guys. So you can see the bungs in these aren't very deep. So if you try to tighten these, screws up and it stops like right there before the bracket's tight, it's time to use the spacers, because if you go any tighter, from my experience, you break these off inside. And you don't want that to happen. So we're gonna take the bracket back off, install the spacers. All right, with all the pieces that came in the kit, I ended up finding the right amount of space. And then I would stick it inside with the spacers on. And then it's nice and snug. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and install the other side. We'll be right back. All right, now that I know everything fits, everything's working, next step I'm going to do is I'm going to find center on my wall. And now I'm going to find my center. I just put a mark up high, just so it's a starting place for me, but this is my center on my wall. So now that I found center, I'm going to go ahead and try to find my studs in the area using my trusty stud finder. Here's my trusty stud finder. Duh. We all knew that was going to happen, right? All right. So now I'm just going to go around trying to find my stud, and there's one right there. Obviously, this is just a magnet, a high-powered magnet. And you go across the wall, and it's just going to pick up any kind of nails that are in the wall or screws. If you have a nail or screw behind the wall, that's telling you that there is a stud there somewhere, and you can easily kind of like, okay, so it's right there, we'll follow back down. Oh, there's another one. So we're pretty confident there's a beam going right through here. So with that being said, I'm going to move my light over, center it on my stud finder one-handedly. And then I'm just going to mark it. I'm just going to mark it like I did without blocking the light. So now I know there's a stud. I just put a little S. It's a stud. This is my center. So they get a C. My stud. And I'm just going to continue finding my studs all in this area. All right. So I found my studs. I used some black tape so I didn't have to write all over the walls. Guidelines between studs. So these are all my studs. The measurements are right. I know that's them. Now we're going to put up our bracket and check our height and determine how high we want the television, and then we'll start drilling. All right, so here I am trying to do my math. With the bracket in the TV, I have 13 inches from the top to the top of the bracket. So, TV is a total of 28 inches tall. So, from here to here is the width of the TV, or the height of the television. This is 13, so if I mounted the bracket here, like this, there you can see my tape mark. If I mounted it here, there's 13 inches to the top, and then the ceiling, and then my bottom mark. I know it's hard to tell. So I just put a screw in the dead center just to hold it. It's going to come back out. This has its own level, so we're just going to do a quick little level of it. The leveler the better. I'll find where my stud is. We look pretty good. I found it. So when you drill into the stud, you know that you found it because of how hard it is to drill through it. There it goes. So all right. So we're going to start with 2 screws, and I'll drill the next 2. Make sure it's still level. All right. So where we left off was we started with a 3/16 drill bit to start our pilot holes here. Per the instructions, if you're going into wood, which we are, you use a 3/16. Now, if you're going to do an anchor in the wall, they want you to drill a 3/8. So we're going to go ahead and put our anchor here because there's no stud. So now we put our anchor in. So we're going to go ahead and take out our little. And that's our anchor. All right. Now that we have our anchor in, we're going to put the center bolt back in with provided hardware. Like I said before, I'm not too fond of it because they're so small and skinny, but also the TV isn't all that heavy, so we should be fine. You know, level it. I went the wrong way. All right. We look good. We look good. I have my 3/16 pilot holes going into wood studs. And we need to get some more juice. That would help. So I just did a snug for now. I'm going to go over it with my ratchet afterwards and make sure they're torqued. I'm going to drill the other 2 holes, make sure they're all torqued. We'll be right back.
I'm leaving.
Ciao. All right, guys, you can see it's all mounted up. It's nice and strong. It's not going to rip out of the wall. We're pretty much still center. If this is accurate, awesome. All right, now with the TV stand off, it's sitting on the wall. We still have to snug it up ourselves because this is a cheap model kit, and there's a Phillip head screw underneath that we need to screw up and keep it snug in here so it doesn't fall off on our head. And we just have a long Phillip, so we're just going to go underneath. Everything's dark and black under here, but if you have a light, it's even better. But I have the eyes of a 20-year-old, so I can see really good. We're going to go. You want to forget, look good. You want to snug it? You're trying to let's use like 20 seconds. Or just snug it. But these guys will fall off the wall. They have to screw past a little not bracket back here. All right, so I finally finished it. The TV's up. Luckily for us, it's on the TLC. We're watching Little People. But this was a big job. All done. Give it a try yourself. Good luck. If you need help, call somebody.